embarrassing. It's absolutely embarrassing. It is absolutely embarrassing. And the fact is that originally it's, oh yeah, you know, we're looking towards everything. Then they had to double down. They actually redacted this statement. They redacted a statement. They redacted the statement saying we're looking at everything, saying, no, we're actually not looking at most of the stuff. We're looking at a lie spread on social media that went viral. We are looking into a literal lie spread on social media that got spoken into fact. We're looking at a lie. How much of an embarrassment is this league?
Fans are left wondering what's real and what's just another crazy chapter in the league's ongoing soap opera, as the WNBA recently punished Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever in a way that left everyone stunned and so ridiculous that even Angel Reese, who is no stranger to drama, had to do a double take. Did the league just reveal its true intentions, or is this all part of a cunning scheme to boost ratings through confusion? Things definitely heated up, turned messy, hilarious, and downright spicy.
The WNBA. This has to be the most pathetic professional organization I have ever come across. This has to be the most unprofessional organization I have ever come across. This league would definitely not succeed without Adam Silver saying, here's more money, here's more money, here's more money, here's more money. Without David Stern saying, here's more money, here's more money, here's more money, here's more money. This league would be gone. And that's what happens when you don't need to think logically, when you don't need to think like a business, when you can continue to put activism at the forefront because daddy's gonna continue to pay your bills. You're allowed to get off the rails. You're allowed to say whatever outlandish stuff you want to say because it doesn't matter. You'll never fail because daddy's always paying.
Can you take us through the flagrant foul from your perspective? Just what you saw in that play, how you interpreted what happened.
Basketball play, refs got it right. Move on.
The WNBA is a glitzy league with dubious talent where rivalries verge on hate crimes and passion frequently wanes. Look no further if you've ever wondered what professional basketball would look like after going through a kindness Pinterest board and a human resources manual. Now, let's get into the newest drama worthy of a soap opera, starring Caitlin Clark, the real basketball prodigy, and Angel Reese, the self-declared villain who treats every court like her own personal WWE ring, as well as the league's antics. Keep viewers guessing with a mix of anarchic entertainment, basketball, and reality shows. Hold on tight, for this drama is more fascinating than your typical game. If you appreciate the video, please subscribe to our channel and leave a comment below with the GOAT as the CC.
Okay, so I didn't hear anything outside of the run-of-the-mill booing. But the WNBA seems content to follow through with this ridiculous investigation. Who is the WNBA going to let control their pocket strings, their pocketbooks? Because it seems to me like the new fans are the ones that's funding this whole league now. I mean, we make up about 70% of the fans overall. Otherwise, yesterday's game would have been watched by about 400,000 people, maybe. It probably got watched by what? Upwards of 2 million? I mean, does the WNBA want to lose Caitlin Clark fans? Because I think as much as people want to support Caitlin Clark, at some point, enough.
Consider this. Master of clutch play Caitlin Clark has a high basketball IQ and genuine understanding. She makes a wise strategic move and executes what can only be described as the most polite, well-placed tackle in recent WNBA history. This type of play is found in any serious sport, but in the WNBA, making contact is punishable by law. Outrage follows Clark's deft tactical play, demonstrating once more how even the slightest physicality can cause controversy and exaggeration in this league.
Fans yell and fans scream and fans try to do anything they can to diminish their opponent's ability to make a bucket. And I think that it's very hard to really understand or really interpret this sound that way, at least for me it is. And I'm really, really, really hoping that the WNBA did not just announce an official investigation based on internet hearsay and outrage.
Unlike Angel Reese, who chose to turn the play into her own full-fledged spectacle with full contact, intense drama, and a bold attitude, Caitlin Clark simply walks away unfazed, without flinching, retaliation, or dramatics, as if she's rushing to brunch and doesn't have time for them. However, the WNBA, in its dubious wisdom and apparent lack of common sense, chose to blame, believe it or not, the Indiana Fever fans instead of Reese's vehement response. This strange scapegoating moved the focus away from the players' on-court actions and highlighted league overreach and misplaced priorities. It's an unclear attempt to divert attention away from the players' ferocious personalities and the real on-court ferocity.
Yeah, do you want to know why I'm so angry about this? I'm so angry about this is because how many kids are there in that audience? How many kids are there? And I'm sorry. I'm cool with... But when it comes to innocent kids who just want to watch their favorite team, favorite players play basketball, and thankfully they're going to be oblivious to this. But I'm sorry, you're branding kids as dangerous. You are branding kids who are just enjoying their game, who are having the time of their lives watching this league as dangerous. This league does not want to grow. This Players Association do not want to grow. Neko Wumake, don't criticize. Watch, don't criticize.
They were so mad at how AB defended her teammate, how DeWanna Bonner spoke about the fans. They were so mad about a common basketball play in which Angel Reese admitted was a basketball play, that they went out of their way to make things like this. Unless the powers that be make some drastic changes to support our players and their fans, I don't think Indianapolis should be allowed to host the WNBA's All-Star Weekend. These people are writing emails because they're so emotionally unhinged. They're so emotionally unhinged. They've never been checked a day in their life. Their parents allow them to act like fools with no repercussion, with no consequence. Always being acquiesced to every little complaint, to every little need, to every little this, to every little that. They're writing emails to get the Indiana Fever.
Specifically, the supporters who dared to cheer for their side and jeer at a player who targeted their star criminals. How dare they display emotion? The WNBA appears to think that even moderate confrontation and passion loyalty are now crimes. Instead of celebrating real fan interaction and fierce competition, the league seems to be policing emotional expression in an attempt to quell the fiery spirit that drives both players and fans alike. This is a misguided attempt to sanitize the game's passion. Apparently, rivalries are too dangerous, and competitiveness is deemed toxic. Showing any emotion beyond polite clapping and sanitized Instagram smiles is suddenly unacceptable.
24 hours ago, we had a situation that shook the earth. That is Caitlin Clark putting a flagrant foul on Angel Reese, and that foul arguably was probably one of the most transcendent moments in Caitlin Clark's career. To me, that moment there showed the world that Caitlin Clark wasn't bracking down for nothing, and she wasn't scared to get in the mix when it comes to protecting her teammates and stopping somebody from making a basket. Well, many other Angel Reese fans had rage war against Caitlin Clark fan base by saying racial slurs online. And me personally, I'm staying out of the racial stuff as of right now. But for them to sit up there and lie and say that Angel Reese again called racist names during the game, I had somebody from my team sitting right behind Chicago Sky Bench. Wasn't nobody saying nothing about Angel.
The league seems to be allergic to the very thing that gives sports its thrilling drama. We live in the WNBA's sterile utopia, where every player is expected to be a joyful ambassador of kindness, and any departure from courtesy causes a crisis, rather than staged PR stunts that mimic real on-court tension and fierce rivalries. You would think that the Caitlin Clark versus Angel Reese story would make the league happy. The league decides to crush this rivalry with oversensitivity and PR catastrophes rather than letting it grow and possibly increase viewership, making it possibly the biggest story since someone unintentionally tuned into a game while looking for the cooking channel. Caitlin Clark has emerged as the league's test subject. While some see her as a supervillain who elevates the sport's profile, others see her as an exceptional athlete who makes teams cry into their protein shakes in support of her. Supporting her can land you on the WNBA's blacklist, where perspective and reason are ignored. The league's fixation with control and political correctness only stifles genuine passion and the natural drama that makes sports fascinating.
6 or 7 of their players have been called racial slurs for an entire day, but they're on the Indiana Fever. They don't care about those players. It's only certain players. The WNBA players, they don't want Caitlin Clark, and it's very clear. The WNBPA releasing a statement is the most embarrassing thing I've seen, because you know what? When it comes to the Fever players, it doesn't count. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. The WNBPA said something. And you know what? Their stance is clear. There's no place for hate unless it's towards Caitlin Clark or her teammates. Then it's fair game. They have made that point abundantly clear, and it's embarrassing.
Let's go back to how this controversy began. It all began with a real basketball moment when Caitlin made a clever move and Angel reacted as though she had been personally insulted. Unfazed, Caitlin simply walked away with more class than the entire WNBA PR team could buy with clearance sale money. Instead of applauding her poise, the league released a statement criticizing Indiana fans, implying that they were the real problem. It's impressive how dedicated the league is to avoiding the real issue. The league seems to prefer a league of friendly kumbaya moments, group hugs after fouls, singing after turnovers, maybe even hosting tea parties, over actual basketball rivalries, and don't even mention calling it a rivalry that's too spicy or intense for the league's delicate sensibilities. Angel's retaliation completely ignored her post-game attitude, labeling it as just emotions. But if fans boo or express passion suddenly, it's unacceptable. Shut it down. Call the morality police. They desire a sport in which there is no genuine passion or conflict, and everything is kind and courteous.
They lost sight of reality. They lost sight of what real sports is about. The fans at the Indiana Fever game yesterday, they were being fans. They booed. They cheered. They screamed. They yelled. That's it. The Angel Reese fans, the old guard, the lowest common denominator that resides in the WNBA, the nose picker, the people that scratch their butt and don't wash their hands, those people saw that Caitlin Clark hard foul on Angel Reese, and they saw it as an opportunity. They saw it as an opportunity to do what they always do. Make it about race.
That way nobody's feelings get hurt except of course those of the people actually trying to enjoy the game, because protecting delicate sensibilities seems to always be the priority, even if it means sacrificing the raw, authentic atmosphere that makes sports so exciting. Now, let's look at the punishment the WNBA chose in response to the entire controversy. Spoiler alert, it's not what you might expect with all the drama and tension. You'd think anyone would face real consequences. Maybe Angel Reese would be fined or receive a stern warning for her aggressive play or attitude, but no, instead the league's grand disciplinary move was to publicly shame Indiana Fever fans. Yep, you heard that right, the punishment was directed at the crowd who dared to boo or express emotion during the game, because how dare fans show passion or invest their time and money into supporting their team? The nerve. What could be next? Banning cheers altogether, imposing a strict silence rule during games, heaven forbid someone clap or react in a way that might be perceived as sarcastic or disrespectful.